hello, Riha, Riha. Did I forget to start the stream? No, the stream's on. Hi. Good month. Okay, I had to double check that it is Monday. Kung Fu Riha. Thank you for the 22nd month of membership. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Riha, 들어서오세요. It is schedule day. Riha. Welcome. It is schedule day and we're gonna do scheduling things. Yeah. Yep. But before that, we're gonna go to 구독했어. 22 months of membership, another 22 more NEA sponsored membership. Another month of NEA debt. Waiting for the day Real schedules my... Nani? What? That's not gonna happen. You are one of our founding members. Of course that wouldn't happen. Even have the founder tag. Yeah, we wouldn't do that. We would never do that. Absolutely not. Execution, of course that wouldn't happen. It'll be a sacrifice. In the name of the mother tree. Yeah, no. That's not gonna happen. Of course not. We would never do that. Especially to a founder. That's big. There we go. Rice, banana, leaves, coconut milk, salt, shallots, garlic, chilies, pepper, chicken, beef, tempeh. Tempeh! Where did that come? Where did we see that before? Banana leaf, Thai. Tempeh, though. I feel like that wasn't Thai. 김밥 천국 누드김밥이네요. 잡아다닙니다. Tempeh, Indo. Oh yeah, I think that was, yeah. I'm gonna guess Indo. Yeah, even if I didn't remember where tempehs were from, I would have guessed Indonesia anyway. Because when in doubt, Indonesia. Based Indo. Arem is a traditional Indonesian snack made... Oh, it's a snack. Primarily from rice. 간식이라기보다는 그냥 진짜 김밥 같은데. Oh, okay. It has coconut milk though, so... Interesting. And sweet soy sauce. Rice cooked in coconut milk. 코코넛 물을 사용해가지고 밥을 져서 보통 밥에 비해서 좀 더 깊은 맛이 난다고 하네요. 맛있겠는데? I would try this. I mean, I would try most of the meals shown here. Dishes shown here. Just not some of them. Chicken oil, mustard seeds, cinnamon cloves, cardamom, curry leaves, onion, ginger, garlic, tomatoes, turmeric powder. Holy moly, what a long list of ingredients. Coconut, poppy seeds, lemon juice, salt, coriander leaves. 엄청난 혼종인데? Must be America's. All seasonings, Indian. Is it? Yeah, maybe. I was thinking American, like North or South American, but yeah, it could be some kind of like curry chicken, curry leaves. That's a big list of ingredients. Actually, that spoon does not look very North American. 숟가락 생긴 게 북미 같진 않아요. 뭔가 재료 리스트가 길어가지고 뭐 북미, 남미 퓨전 그런 건가 했는데 Hello, their person. Whose person? My person? Of the Vtuber verification, I make animations and now I leave because I just self-promoted. Bye. Well, I guess I'll have to ban you so you can't come back. Anyway. Yeah, don't think it's North American. Possibly Caribbean, possibly South American, but likely South Asian? Do Indian food have like lemon juice and bay leaves? I feel like that's more European. Or like Western. Be that Euro or American. But also tamarind paste. Optional. Yeah, okay, let's try India. Chicken chattinid is a spicy chicken curry from Chattinad region of Tamil Nadu in South India. Distinct cuisine which is one of the spiciest and most aromatic in India. The cuisine of this region has been influenced by trade connections established by the Chattiar community, a prosperous merchant class with other cultures and regions over centuries. Okay, so the reason why it seemed more than just Indian is because this is from a region where they traded a lot and got lots of influence from the outside. Makes sense. It all makes sense. Come with me, huh? Oh, 이거 어디였더라? Where was this again? Denmark? 맛있어 보이는데 왜 우회기예요? 진짜 카레 맛있어 보이는데? 뭐지? 카레 싫어하는 사람이 있나? European... I don't know where. Denmark. Warm. Southwest. Not UK. Possibly France. think it's France. Palmier. Palm tree, elephant ear, pig's ear, Prussian. Palmier, also known as elephant ears or palm leaves, are a French pastry made from puff pastry dough. The name palmier is French for palm tree, which alludes to the pastry's distinct shape resembling a palm leaf. Palmier are typically sweet, but they can be made savory by adding ingredients like tapenade or cheese. Yeah, today was an easy day. Admittedly, I would have probably gotten 1 or 2 clicks worse if I just did it myself. So, barely above average. But you know what? Fine, that's fine. Easy day. Oh shoot, I closed my browser by mistake. Hold on. Studio. There we go. Okay, I've been wanting to make this B770 video. So I started on like a background, kind of like a slide that I could talk over. You're a gastronomical genius. Food guesser thinks so. Yeah, food guesser thinks I am. So I have this background started, but not done. Ah, shucks, I started the wrong program. I need publisher. Started, but nowhere near done. So I wanted to do the, like, kinda, how do I full screen this? Affinity Publisher doesn't have like a full screen mode. Why is it so much worse? So yeah, kinda recently, in one of Intel's programs they post online. This one for VTune Profiler. They had a thing that literally says support for Intel Arc Battlemage BMG G31, which is the large Battlemage chip. Listed there. Firstly, confirming the existence of a larger Battlemage product. No exact name was dropped yet, although Intel social media rep recently replied to a Twitter post. Oh, interesting. They removed a tweet, apparently. So some Twitter user says, with the B770 Panther-like Nova-like on the horizon, there's lots to get hyped about in the future as well. And then Intel social media team's like, 100% we're thrilled to hear that you're pumped about the V770 Panther-like and Nova-like. The future of gaming performance is looking seriously exciting. Apparently, Intel has removed a tweet. I don't know if that confirms, if that solidifies the name or like makes it less likely. So, yeah. But there's a good chance that it'll be called the V770 because the previous line in the A series, the top of the line card was the Arc A770. So it is a good guess that the big Battle Mage chip will be called the B770. What's on the menu today? I had this very, very, very sad pasta for dinner. I bought the pasta sauce, like I haven't tried it before. The sauce that I wanted, was not, or rather the store that I went to, I thought they carried the Prego brand. Their pasta sauce is like one of the best in my opinion for like mass-produced supermarket bought pasta sauce, but yeah, they didn't have that, so I had to buy like their store brand sauce, and it was like so very sad. I was so disappointed. I'm not sure I'm gonna finish the bottle. 미리 방송 준비해오는 거 처음인 것 같아요. 이거 방송 준비한 게 아니고 비디오 저번 주 월요일에 비디오 내려고 하다가 포기한 겁니다. 비디오에 사용할 백그라운드로 만들었는데 포기. So B770 might be coming. Who knows? To complement Nova Lake. I am excited for Nova Lake, but that's not the topic of today. Today we talk about B770. So yeah, it is very likely that this card is releasing soon. If Intel reps are listening, I would love to do a benchmark review for the B770. Wink, 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 wink. So let's talk performance, or rather the rumored specs. So B770, BMG G31. BMG G31 is rumored to be 300 watts with 32 XE cores. I was gonna make a chart. Guess I didn't get around to it. B580. The current high stand Battle Mage card has 190 watt power TDP and no, I shouldn't say TDP, it's board power limit. 190 watt board power limit and 20 XE2 cores. So the B770 rumored would be 58% higher in power use and 60% higher in the number of cores. So if we go by Hopium, if we say that it is going to be 60% faster because it's 60% more coarse, then referring to the 9060 XT review, AMD 9060 XT review, where the 9060 XT is placed 100% and B580 is 76% of the 9060. 1.6, so 60% faster than the B580 would be approximately 122% of the 9060 XT. That would landed around 7800 XT and 4070 non-super. Or just below 3080, or basically on par with the 3080. So this is like the Hopium range of the performance. It is never gonna scale linearly. Larger chips never scale linearly. Unless there's something seriously wrong with like the smaller chip, like it's limited in bandwidth or something. Either PCIe or memory or something like that. It usually never scales linearly. Now, the most likely is that it'll be, instead of 60%, it'll be something like 2/3 of that improvement. Like it'll be 60% bigger, but only 40% actually faster. So in that case, it would land around 106%, so just barely faster than the 9060, or on par with the 5060 Ti or the 7700 XT. By the way, these are like $450 cards. $430, $400, depending on exactly which card. Or the not Hopium, but still optimistic. So instead of being full 60% faster, say it'll be 50% faster, then it'll be 76% times 1.5, which is 114%. And there's no card around 114, well, like exactly 114%, but we do have the 6800 XT at 117%. So it'll be slightly slower than the 6800 XT, which launched at like what, $600, I think? I don't remember the exact MSRP, but I think it was like 600 MSRP when it launched. No, maybe more like 700, 800. It's been a while, but this card came out in 2001, if I remember correctly. 2000? Yeah, no, 2000, if I remember correctly. Late 2000 or early 2001. So that's already 5 years old, 4 or 5 years old. So unless the B770 can hit 60% improvement magically, it will have to be priced like a 5060 Ti is what I'm trying to say. Well, lower than 5060 Ti, right? Because if you had a choice between an Intel card and an Nvidia card with the same performance, would you buy the Intel card with worse driver support, less upscaling XeSS support, or go with the Nvidia card with wider driver support, wider as in like more optimization in more titles, better ray tracing most likely, and more DLSS support, DLSS upscaling support, and you can put CUDA to use for, I don't know, if you're doing rendering that, Blender rendering that only supports CUDA over Intel's Xe cores or AMD's ROCm. Actually, Blender might support AMD cards now. I think it does, it's just not fast at all on AMD side. So yeah, because if they're priced the same, people will just buy the NVIDIA card. It'll have to be priced less than the 5060. Now, the B770 will come with at least 12 gigabytes because it's what the B580 has. Most likely, and it is rumored to come with 16 gigabytes of VRAM. So the 5060 Ti 16 gigabyte version has an MSRP of, if I remember correctly, for $30, or is that the 9060? Hold on. Let's look up the MSRP. 5060 Ti MSRP. It is $430 for the 16 gigabyte model. So the Intel card would have to undercut that by at least 20%. So what is 80% of $430? So this $5060 Ti has a MSRP. I don't know why it's resetting my stroke setting. MSRP $430. 16 gigabyte model. Undercutting that by 20%. Undercutting by 20%, it would have to be 430 times 0.8, $344. So let's say $345. B770 would have to be $345 to be competitive. Now, what is the MSRP of the B580? The B580 has an MSRP of $250. This chip is bigger by 60%. 250 times 1.6. If they sell it at the same dollar per square millimeter of silicon, GPU silicon, I don't know the exact sizing, but if we just scale it using the Xe cores, it's probably around 60% bigger. So the GPU silicon would be about 60% more expensive. So just going from MSRP to MSRP, Intel would probably offer this around $400 because that's $250 times 1.6. Now the street pricing of B580 has actually gone down quite a bit. PC part picker. I think B580s can be had for like $220 if I'm not mistaken. B580, the lowest price parts. Okay, I'm very wrong. Not $220. No. They can be had for 2 models available for $240. B580 has MSRP of $250 with street pricing of $240. Assuming the GPU is 60% larger. And Intel keeps the same dollar per silicon. B770 MSRP would be around converts text frame. Let's see, let's do the math here. $400 on the MSRP side, or 240 times 1.6 is 384. Now, what was the number that we arrived at? The number that we arrived at was $345. If Intel wanted to undercut the 5060 Ti by 20%, they would have to offer it for $345. Now let's take a quick look at what 5060 Ti's are going for right now. The lowest priced 5060 Ti street pricing is $430, so exactly the same as MSRP. If Intel were to release B770 for $384, that is undercutting the 5060 Ti pricing by 11%. Would you buy a B770 over the 5060 Ti if the difference was 11% or less than $50? Would you pay the additional $50 and just get the NVIDIA card instead? Now, let's assume that B770 is 1.5 times faster instead of just 1.4 times. That means it'll have about 114% the performance of a 9060 XT, or about 7% faster. 안사요. 안사요. 오케이. 근데 만약에 1.5배 더 빠르면 어떨까? B5980에 비해서 1.5배 더 빠르면은 5060ti보다는 그러면 7% 더 빠른 거야. 7% 더 빠르고 가격은 11% 더 싸다. But how about if it were 7% faster than the 5060 Ti? So it's at the optimistic range here. 7% faster than the 5060 Ti and 10 or 11% cheaper than the 5060 Ti. I think around that point it starts becoming a little interesting. This is a point where it becomes interesting. If Intel could release the B770 for $385, that would make it $11% cheaper than 5060 Ti 16GB. If the performance and we have 3 scenarios here. Performance at 1.4x the performance of E580. That makes it 11% cheaper. 5060 Ti for same perf. What's going on? Oh my god. And at 1.5x the performance of V580, that makes it 11% cheaper for 7% faster perf. Or about 20% better perf per dollar. This is a point where I think it becomes interesting. At least 20%. Ideally, it would be like 25-30%. But that is unlikely given how Intel priced the B580. Now, if the magical scenario happens, and somehow they do manage to make it 60% faster than the B580. At 1.6 the performance of B580, that makes it 11% cheaper than 56 Ti for %. Wait, no. 14%. I misread a decimal point. It was 14.3%. So that would be $28 better perf per dollar. At that point, I think it's just a must buy. Over the 5060 Ti. Shinori-ha? What do you mean? I always have a normal sleep schedule. Always. Yeah. There we go, that's easier to see. Yeah, so let's go over that again now that I have all the slides. Zoom to width. Zoom to fit. There we go. Okay. Intel confirms that a large Battlemage GPU is coming to their VTune profiler update, where it states support for Intel Arc Battlemage BMG 331, which is the GPU name for the larger Battlemage. B580, the currently available Battlemage card, has a GPU that's called BMG G20, if I'm not mistaken. Now, B770 is rumored to be 300 watts and have 32 XE cores. B580 has 20 XE cores and has board power of 190 watts. So the rumored B770 will have 58% higher power and 60% core count. Increased core count. Now, if we were to guess what performance the B770 would have, if the performance scales linearly with the increase in core count, so 60% faster than B580, then it would make it... just to wind back a little, we're using the 9060 XT review, because that's the most recent card released in that price range. So 9060 XT Sapphire Pulse is at 100% of the performance. B580 has 76% of the performance of the 9060 XT. Now, if the B770, the rumored Intel card, were 60% faster than B580, 76% times 1.6 would land it at 122% performance, which is around the same speed as performance as 3080, NVIDIA 3080, AMD 7800 XT, or NVIDIA 4070 non-super. The data that we're using is from Tech Power Up 9060 XT review of the 1440p performance. Now, because performance rarely scales with the increase in core count, this is more like a hopium number. It'll almost never scale the full 60%. Now, if it scales 50% faster, which is more likely, then 76% here times 1.5 will be 114% the performance of the 9060 XT, which should mean it would be slightly slower than the 6800 XT, which is 107%. So 114% would be 3% slower than that. Well, not exactly 3%. Slightly less than 3% slower than 6800 XT. And the most likely is that it scales up by 60%, The GPU core count scales up by 60%, but the performance only scales up by 2/3 of that, so 40% instead of 60% increase in performance. That would put it in line with 76% of B580 times 1.4 for the 40%. For the 40%, that would place it around 5060 Ti, 16GB performance tier. Now, the 5060 Ti 16GB has an MSRP of $430, and it is still selling for MSRP. Now, if you had a choice between an Intel card and an Nvidia card at the same performance and same price, the majority, and I mean the vast majority of potential buyers would go with the Nvidia card. In this case, the 5060 Ti 16GB. Why is that? Well, Nvidia has mostly more stable driver, more stable performance across different games, better DLSS upscaling support over Intel's XESS support, and CUDA can be used for more things that's not gaming, such as, better Blender rendering, for example. In my opinion, Intel card would have to undercut Nvidia cards by at least 20%, at least. And the more realistic number is that they would have to undercut by at least 30% for people to actually buy Intel over Nvidia. Now, assuming that it is 40% faster than the B580, making it the same performance tier as the 5060 Ti 16GB, they would have to price the B770 at $345 if they wanted to undercut the 5060 Ti by 20%. So undercutting to $430 by 20% would make it $345. Now, can Intel do that? Well, let's see. Intel B580 has an MSRP of $250 with street pricing of $240, and during Black Friday it went even lower than that, but we're going to use $240 for this comparison because we are using the $430 price for the Nvidia card, which is the current street pricing. Assuming B770's BMG G31 GPU die is 60% larger. We don't know exactly how large it's going to be, but 60% larger is a starting point because it'll have 60% more Xe2 cores. And assuming that Intel keep the same dollar per silicon, it would be, if we use the MSRP B580 MSRP, 250 times 1.6 for 60% would make it $400. B770, $400. Now, if we use a street pricing, $240 times 1.6 to account for the 60% larger GPU die, that would make it $384. Do you guys remember what dollar figure that we arrived at previously? If the B770 is the same performance as a 5060 Ti 16GB, I concluded that if Intel wanted to undercut the 16GB 5060 Ti by 20%, they would have to price the B770 at $345. But if they simply price it looking at the GPU die size, B580 pricing times 1.6 would have them at $385-ish. So we are $40 higher than where they have to be. So is the B770 DOA? Well, we don't know the exact pricing. Perhaps they will price it lower than $384. Even if it's 60% larger. Maybe Intel can afford to take a L, and in order to increase their market share, price the B770 more aggressively. Or maybe the B770 will have a better performance than just 40% faster. Because right now we're assuming that the B770 will be 40% faster than the B580. Now, what if it's 50% faster? What if it's here? The performance of the B770 is here. Well, I have the math for you here. So if it's 1.5 times faster than the B580 and releases at $384, that makes it 11% cheaper than 5060 Ti, 16GB. So $384 is 11% cheaper than $430 MSRP of the 5060 Ti, MSRP and going price, for 7% faster performance as well, or about 20% better performance per dollar. Now that is what I said earlier, that Intel would have to undercut Nvidia by for people to be interested in buying an Intel card over Nvidia card. So, if B770 can be 50% faster than the B580 and releases for around $390, then it starts being interesting. And I think 390 is a good, just in generally, a good MSRP to set, because it's still below that $400 threshold, right? Even though it's quote-unquote just $40 difference between 5060 Ti is $430 price. When you see or hear 430 versus 390, it feels much larger because the first digit that you read is lower. It's like the difference between seeing a product priced at $39.99 or $40. $39.99 feels a lot better. And which is why you can see right here that these cards are priced at $239.99, not $240. So if Intel could price the B770 at $390, and the performance is around 50% faster than the B580, and it's about 20% better per dollar than 5060 Ti, which makes it interesting. Now, if somehow the B770 releases at $384, $390, and is 60% faster than the B580. Somehow it's 60% faster. That makes it 11% cheaper than 5060 Ti. For 14% faster performance, or about 28% better performance per dollar. That is basically on par with the 30% figure that I quoted earlier. Not quoted, that I stated earlier. That for people to actually go out and buy Intel card over NVIDIA card, or AMD card over NVIDIA card for that matter, they would have to be $30% cheaper. But again, this is very, 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 very unlikely. I'm just gonna say it right now, it's not gonna be 60% faster than the B580. If B770 has 60% more core. Now, who knows, maybe despite the leaks and rumors, maybe the B770 will actually have 2x the core. XC2 cores. If it has 2xD XC2 cores, it can most certainly be 60% faster. But that would also make it harder for Intel to release it at the $390 pricing that I'm saying right now. But they stop producing the penny. They're gonna steal my penny to round up to 400 now. I will never financially recover. Cash in your pennies before the date. Cash in your pennies at the local bank. Or wherever they support it. I use credit card so they can't round it and then they get hit with the credit card fee. Credit card. Anyway, there's my prediction for B770. I think it could be 50% faster than the B580. So Intel should price it at $390. At the highest, $399. And it would be an interesting product. I would probably replace my B580 with a 770 if this is, or this even. If one of these two cases happen. So yeah, I'm gonna edit this and put it on YouTube hopefully. So YouTube folks, let me try that again. So that was my thought on how the B770 could pan out. YouTube, let me know in chat down below how you think B770 will turn out. Thanks. Okay, so there was my little B770 section. I'll hopefully edit that and upload it. Monoristi, thank you for the 41st month of membership. Thank you. Money with wings. Look out, Real. Intel assassins will be on the hunt. No, Intel are not like Boeing. I don't think Intel has done Boeing yet. moment of silence for that Boeing employee who was going to testify at court and got unalived mysteriously. If they were Boeing, they would have gotten you before the stream. Thanks for the lecture, Prof. You are welcome. 어그로끄는 썸네일은 생각해놨나요? 아직입니다. 인텔이 B770 보내주면 좋겠다. 진짜 기깔나게 리뷰할 자신 있는데. Imagine using a Vtuber to promote your latest V770 card. And, said Vtuber says something like, oh, this card could be amazing for streamers, offering great performance at a reasonable price point, with great encoding quality through Intel QuickSync TM. Someone message marketing! Put me in the YouTube ad read! Yeah. Oh, by the way, the B580 came out on December 13th last year. So we're just we just passed the 1-year anniversary for B580. So I think the 770 might be on the horizon, but I have no idea when it'll be. 가격 전부 리에 예상가 1.5배로 내놓을 거라서 인텔이 불편하지 않을까요? 그거는 걔들이 팔 생각 없는 거고 그럴 것 같진 않아요. 1.5배는 아닐 것 같아요. 높아도 450달러? 근데 450달러면 아무도 안 사지. 5060 Ti가 있는데 왜 사? 아무튼 it is time for the schedule. We are gonna go back to Stray. We're done with Volcano Princess. We will play more Hogwarts Legacy. And we'll play Final Fantasy. The question is, what do we put here? On Wednesday. We could do more Project Wingman. Games you like. Expedition 33? Oh yeah, apparently. Hey, speaking of Expedition 33, they had a massive patch released around the Game Award. And apparently the game finally has FSR4 support. Remember me complaining about the game not having FSR4 support? Yeah. Apparently, after like half a year after the release, it finally has FSR4 support. AMD working hard, or hardly working, to put FSR4 support in before people, angry AMD fans are like, no, that's the developers that have to put in the technology. That's not AMD's fault. There are many ways to incentivize. Trade-off for winning all those awards. What? That's why they didn't have FSR4 until now. VGA 반응 영상. 뭐요? 썸네? 한국어로 안 할 거여서 상관없습니다. Is that famous French work ethic? It's that famous French work ethic. FSR support means we can replay it entirely to do a frame rate performance comparison. You know, I do kind of want to try E33 again. Because my ADD got overwhelmed by all the pictos and gave up optimizing. But it could be fun. Truly min-maxing and doing another run. I'm sure it'll look a lot better than XeSS balance or whatever the heck we were using for the game. 내년 초에 있는 VGA는 리액션 비디오 찍어서 조회수 좀 뽑아보죠. 발표 근데 생방으로 할 때가 이제 거의 없어가지고 컴퓨텍스나 CES나 생방으로 카드 발표할 때가 없지 않나? 생방을 하나? I'm thinking the V770 has a good chance of being announced at CES. They've also been shipping around B770 boxes, so yeah, I think there's a good chance. The B580 video that I've done before, the B580 meta review, has one of the most views for my video, so I'm thinking of sending that to Intel Marketing. If I can even find an email address to Intel Marketing as a part of my pitch. Shawnee Beatty Ha! 게이머드 얘기했다고? 근데 솔직히 게이머드 노잼이어가지고 하기 싫음. 난 또 한국 사람이어가지고 부가 얘기하는 건 줄 알았네. 비디오 그래픽 액셀러레이터. Full send? Full send what? Oh, the Intel email. Let's do... You know what? Whatever Rial wants to do. 하고 싶은 뛰어거인가? 맞나 저게? 아! That's what I wanted to do. 하프라이프 3 공개하나 호들갑 떠는 게 꿀잼이었는데 결국에는 하프라이프 3는 안 나오고. We need Real Waifu card, Canonical Battle Mage. Is Wednesday the final fish is on? No, I feel like I will be playing my guitar again or something. Or maybe edit the Intel video that we just recorded. We just did. Johnny B, you missed out the Intel B770 section. Well, you know, let's finish the schedule first. Okay, we used this last time. Maybe I'll just change the color of the background here. Okay, there we go. Come on. Dawn Trail never. Alright, be honest with me here. Are there people who are like, is there anyone who's like, oh yeah, I really missed that 14 MSQ. I really want to see more 14 MSQ. I think the level of interest is the same regardless of fishing or MSQing. To be honest, I learned to like the reading and the story and the occasional drama. Silent MMO crafting grind is dark times. Alright, maybe I'll do some reading this weekend then, this Saturday. But yeah, I'll come back to fishing. It won't be like before where I did like all MSQ. I'll just mix it up. Do both. I could do that too in a single stream. Okay, so this is a schedule. You know what? I'm still living the normal sleep schedule right now. So, is there a brush tool? I don't think so. Ah, just so no one misses it. Eastern, I only know NEA time. That's okay. Just 1 hour earlier than usual. I'm going to export this again. Export this again. The idea for the fishing streams, well, not just fishing, but like non-MSQ streams, was supposed to be me just talking, just just chatting. That's Final Fantasy flavored, but I am a just chatting Kusozako. I can't fill the air audio, so there's a lot of dead air. Ahem. It is a weakness that I am very, very well aware. Okay, guitar time. Guitar. I have no idea what I'm gonna play, but guitar time, regardless. All the dead air was guitar riffs. Not during. Not when I'm playing a video game. It's kind of hard. Riel, your argument is invalid. Guitar riffs. Easy, bro. Just grow more arms. This guy I saw on YouTube has an $8,000 program where he will teach you to grow as many limbs as you want. 야매. Niha, can you play Dragon Force? Nah. The only time I've heard Dragon Force songs was playing, what is it, Rock Band or Guitar Hero? One of them. Double happiness? What do you mean? Play the Harry Potter theme. That one's probably better on the flute. Two subs in one day. Oh yeah, that. Thanks. Thank you for the membership. Yeah, I don't know the chords for Harry Potter theme. I could just play the melody, but then it would be boring. 2, 2 plus 2, 2. 2 plus 2 is 5. Repeat after me. Oh, you know what's fun? If you own a guitar and you haven't tried it, place your finger across the 12th fret. Not where the marking pearls are, but like on top of the 12th fret. Like the metal. And if you strum, you get this ringing. Instead of it being muted. This also works on the 5th fret, 7th fret, and 9th fret. Works best on 12th fret though. And that's cause 12th fret is exactly the half the length of the entire string. So it resonates well there. I think the 7th fret might be like 3rd. Not sure though. Starting to sound like Molson Canadian 500 miles. Which, what is that? Very old ad. Why do I have it on my YouTube suggest? Maybe I played it before. Yeah, what's the original song? Eh... Because I don't think the song is original to the ad. Maybe it is original to the song. Or sorry, original to the ad. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be. If you know this song, you must be old. No comment. When I wake up, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, yeah, I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. To get drunk, yes, I know I'm gonna be the man who gets drunk next to you. And if I ever, yeah, no, I'm gonna be, no, I'm gonna, wait. And if I ever, yeah, no, I'm gonna be, favoring you. But, hold on, scrolling. But I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 500 more just to be the man who walked 1,000 miles to fall down at your door. Da 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 dee da 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 da. And I would walk 500 miles and I would walk 5,000. Bum, 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 bum. Ba, 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 ba. The Proclaimers. Uphill, both ways, barefoot through knee-high snow. Hey, that's me commuting. Yeah, what a fun song. And yes, that was a fun ad. 아, 진짜 옛날 맥주 광고에 나오던 곡인데. When was the ad from? Oh yeah, this was when TV programming was in 4:3, not 16:9. The song is from 1988. So old. Ahem. The ad came after that, though. The ad, 1994, still so old. Ah, 황희찬님이야. I could probably play that. Yeah, it's so low or high, depending on the register I sing it. Wrong chord. Baby. I close my eyes. Only for a moment and a moment's gone. Pass before my eyes of curiosity. Yeah, these chords are confusing. Let's see. Before my eyes of curiosity. Lost in the wind. All we is dust in the wind. So just a drop of water in the sea. All we do crumbles to the ground through though we refuse to see. Ha! Better to play the guitar separately. Can't sing and play at the same time. Amaranth's hard. Another, I think I played this on stream. Another nice song to play the guitar part of is from Final Fantasy X. I'm pretty sure I played it on stream. Unlike the tab. Oh, that's better. And a lot harder. Audio. Slide on so hard. Oh, that's a hard chord. Oh, I played the wrong line. 들리십니까? 리얼한 유비언님들이야. Yeah, I could play the guitar part separately, but I couldn't play the finger picking if I wanted to sing it. Okay. Wait, that's the wrong chord. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that was 스테키다네. 스테키다네. From Final Fantasy X. Such a good song. 명곡이지. 옛날에 이거 이 곡 잘 칠 때는 약간 좀 펑키하게 그 뭐냐 편곡도 했었는데 편곡이라고 해야 되나? 늑병 깜프라 편곡이 안 된대. 아니 지금도 연습만 하면은 할 수 있어. 그냥 기타를 오랫동안 많이 안 쳐서 그렇지. 나이와는 전혀 상관이 없습니다. 알겠습니까? Cytospara and Wandering Flame are my favorite tracks from that OST. I have a confession to make. Was that game on PS3 or was it on PS2? I think it was on 3. Anyway, I didn't have the game, so I've never played it like much. I played like an hour of it at most, but I know the soundtrack well. PS2, yeah. I think I played it yeah, not on PS2. Mhm. What else? What else has a nice finger picking and easy? Eh, I'm so sad that no one has a guitar version of the Sultana Sleeps or whatever the All the Hot Night theme is. That's such a pretty little theme. I could play it. 둘 다 저녁 테마가 되게 예쁜데 연주하기 좋고. 근데 없네. 여기. One brings shadow, one brings light. Two-tone echoes tumbling sooner. I always forget the lyrics. Hold on. I. Oh, there's Amarang. 치킨 텐더 마렵네. Escape 있나? 안 보이는데? Chicken tender, ready for fry. Long fall, long fall. Oh, they do have long fall here. Main repeated rhythm part. 치킨 텐더는 늘 옳다. 딴딴딴. 아, 모르겠는데 감이 안 잡히는데. Long fall. Oh, which clip is this? And they're scared. You know, it could have been the nice playing of Sticky Dane or Dust in the Wind, but no, it is Tender Scare. Yare yare. Ooh, they have flow. B minor 7. Welcome and welcome. Oh, that's really high. Right. 맞아, 원곡이 되게 높지. Can I transpose it down like 4? 5. Oh, that's a really hard chord. 5, 4, 5. B minor 7, F sharp. Oh my god. Okay, this could be doable. Alright. 아, 코드 어려워. 아, 코드 어려워. Impossible to play like this. Yeah, that's more manageable. Welcome and welcome, my brave little spark. How long you've wandered, bird, where there's a star. 여전히 높은데? It's still high. Octave down? Oh, welcome and well met, my brave little Spock. How long you've under burn bright as a star. Oh, how long I waited you patiently. All this time passed every day. Now sing with, now sing with me. If I'm not, I don't remember exactly how the first part goes. Okay, how about flow karaoke? This part's definitely gonna get muted on YouTube, I think. Come and well met, my brave little Spock. Long you've wandered, burn bright as a star. I have held you patiently this time. Past every fate, now sing with me once more. Dear, have your love are greater than memory. Was lost in love and at home. Boundless, that's it. Overflows and carries the light. Yeah. It's like a fan karaoke thing, and it only has like one line at a time. Whereas a real karaoke is supposed to show the line you're singing and the upcoming line. So you can read ahead and sing it on time, but it's kind of hard. That was soothing. It is a very lovely song. Endwalker ending theme. Fantasy 14 Endwalker ending theme called Flow. That's a hard chord. A flat 7 도고. 아, 높아. That's so high. Even for whistling, it's so high. Poetry 어디, huh? Alright, let's try that with singing again. Welcome and well met, my brave little spark. How long you've wandered, burned bright as a star. I have long awaited you patiently all this time. Past every fade now. Sing, sing with me once more. Share of your life, far greater than memories. Loss and lovers cannot hold boundlessly. Tale of a flows. Da, 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 da. Ah, the lyrics are so beautiful for the song. It's Heidelin speaking to the Warrior of Light. Welcome and well met, my brave little spark. How long you've wandered, but brighter. Oh, how I have loved this time past. With me once more, share of your life. And love and this still overflows. Is your love? Remember the rain, near and far beloved, each drop of blessing from heaven above. Now has time be rivers and reaching for the horizon. Don't exactly know how the timing is, but yeah, it's so beautiful. And I still cannot believe Heidelin is dead. Feels bad. What else? For whom waves the storm, our tears on our skin, days of our years gone, souls soaked in sin. These memories wave off to. That's a hard chord. Holy moly. To wait, what? Tomorrow. Who fights? Who flies? Fall. One brings shadows, one brings light. Two-tone echoes tumbling through times. Trees go wasted and cast aside. Fourfold knowing, no end inside. One brings shadow, one brings a light. One dark future, no one survives. On their shadows, away we fly. The road that we walk is lost in the flood. Here bright angels bathe in their waves of blood. And this the world's end do we cast off to shadow, one brings light. To this riddle, all souls are tied. Brief our moments, brazen bright. Forged in fury, tempered in ice. Hindmost devils early to rise. Sing come twilight, sleep when they die. Heaven's banquet, laden with lies, sating honor, envy, and pride. One brings shadow, one brings the right light. Run from the light. And then the hard part. Authors of a fate, orchestrated from fall from grace. Horse plays the stage, our defenses drive us straight to the edge. Reflection in the glass, recollections of a past. Swift as darkness, cold, cold as ash. Is that right? paradise lost. Home, riding home, dying home. Hold on to riding home, finding one brings shadow, one brings light. One more chapter we've yet to write. One for nothing, nothing denied. One for wandering ended, futures aligned. One brings shadow, one brings light. One brings shadow, one brings light. You are the light. 2 hours and 40 minutes approximately since stream started. Else is good. They have Be My Honey, but I haven't heard that song yet. I just know it. People love it, apparently. Corporate rabbit humming emote dance. Honey. Oh, is that the thing they do when they're singing, humming? Ooh, measure of our reach. Oh yeah, let's go. Carlian Empire Anthem. Beyond the majestic mountains, across the emerald gale, on mossy ivory standard, united we prevail. From distant mountain shores of Ozark to lakes of Aldena, the lot of Mardi Girl and Monfo ever guiding star. Beneath the lofty heavens with tired hands we toil. In iron do we clad our hearts and cloudless are our souls. 야, 제국 국가가 있네. 어허, 제국 국가라니. 정정하겠습니다. 원래 이름 까먹은 그 동쪽의 사막나라 국가였는데 제국에서 독거한 아 알라미고 왕국. Oh yeah, Alamigo, not the empire. 알라미고 왕국 국가. 왕국가. 솔직히 알라미고는 다들 별로 상관하지 않지 않았나? 리세 내가 리세가 그나마 더 이상 말을 삼가하겠습니다. 리세가 알라미고 사람이어서 알라미고에 조금이라도 그 감정을 가진이라고 할 뻔. 망할 만한 나라긴 했지. What was the title for the BGM for Ultimate Thule? 우르테마 툴레 부금 제목이 뭐였더라? Close in the distance, there we go. Whisper, falling silently, drift from the wind. But I hear you. What the heck? Is the tuning different? Standard tuning, no capo. 튜닝 제대로인데 왜 이러냐 소리가? 이게 맞아? 이거 아무래도 틀리게 적어놓은 것 같은데 모르겠다. 적혀 있는 대로 치면은 이건데 이게 맞아? 이거 아니야? 아니면은 이게 제일 맞는 것 같은데 이거라고? Close in the distance. Whisper, falling silently, drift on the wind. But I hear you out journey. Now a memory fading from sight. But I see unbroken promise we made so long ago. You're still here, unspoken, requiem for a river of tears. Flowing, winding toward eternity. And yet our hope remains, guiding the way. No time for mourning rises on a land reborn from the ashes. The heavens to sunset, blood red skies tranquil after the storm. Blessed shadow turning, winding away, night follows it. The sun will shine again. Walk on, never look back. Through you we live tales of loss and fire and fate. Every word on a heart engraved. It will not, you will not stray. Fold your hand till the end. 아우, 손 아파. 손에 굳은 살이 아직 안 생겨서 손이 아프네요. Anyway. Let's upload this and call it a day. 업로드를 하고 저장해야지. 거칠게 살아오셨군요, 리에게의 모습. 뭔 소리입니까, 갑자기? 아, 손이 아프다고? 아이, 아닙니다. 기타 얘기. 절대 다른 얘기가 아닙니다. 기타를 연주하다 보면 손이 아프다고. 절대 말 안 듣는 협회원들을 매차쿠차 하지 않아서 어쩌고저쩌고 그런 거 아닙니다. 풋, 은살? 아, 절대 아닙니다. No. Thanks for the stream. Your acoustic covers are really pleasant. Well, I'm glad you enjoy them. Yeah, my guitar playing's rusty and my singing's like, eh. Yeah, let's upload this to Blue Sky. 업로드만 하고 리바 할 겁니다. Let's start with YouTube. 유튜브. 참고로 여기 스케줄에 적혀 있다시피 이번 주는 1시간 일찍 시작해 보도록 하겠습니다. 저녁에 너무 졸려가지고 좀 일찍 시작해야 될 것 같아. 여기 보이시죠? 왼쪽 아래. 윈터 타임. 겨울엔 졸립단 말이야. 연세 이슈로 인한 체력 부족 및 수면 부족 이슈 확인. 아니라니깐요. 연세 이슈 아닙니다. 아니, F 이거 인간 나이로 정정한데 아직. 아무튼 아니죠. 아닙니다. 유튜브에 업로드했고 치즈직에도 업로드해야지. 인간 나이고 그건. 아니, 아무튼 어허, 절대치라니. 아, 잘못했다. 내 채널 가는데. 아, 내 프로필에 가버렸어. 사진, 스케줄 사진, 같은 게임. 근데 이번 주는 1시간 일찍 시작할 거임. 이다. 라고요. 같은 크랩임. 아이. 같은 게임. 게임. 같은 게임이 아니고 같은 게임. Blue sky. 아, 치즈직이 제일 올리기 귀찮음. Okay, blue sky done. 네, 트위치. I wish Twitch wouldn't have autoplay on home screen. Or if they have to put autoplay on home screen, put me on there so that we can spread the words of the mother tree. Autoplay this, yeah. Just my Big Mac clip all day and every day. Any press is good press. Any publicity is good publicity. Okay, I think I've uploaded everywhere. YouTube, Chijijig, Blue Sky, Twitch. Don't look forward to that B770 edited video because the chance of that happening is only 50-50. 참고로 그 B770 비디오는 안 올라올 확률이 50-50입니다. 올라갈 확률이 50-50이니까 안 올라갈 수도 있습니다. 블루 스카이 즉 아오이 소리 죽은 글카. 아, 인텔이 나한테 B770 보내주면은 진짜 기깔나게 리뷰 만들어 줄 수 있는데 안 보내주려나? Any Intel PR person watching this, send me a B770 so I can review it though. I would love to review it. 아, 그럼요. 하늘은 소라죠. 그럼. Adding Patty G right now. Yeah, the thumbnail will probably be similar to my B580 meta review. If I do a B770 review or a B770 meta review. I would love to do an actual review instead of a meta review though. 위에 논란 뒷광고. 뒷광고는 아니야. 앞광고입니다. 앞광고. 어쨌든 다들 놀러와 주셔서 감사하고요. 다음 내일 허그와츠 레거시로 뵙도록 하겠습니다. Thanks for coming to the stream, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow with Hogwarts Legacy. 짠해. 위에 논란인 척함 광고인 척. 시원이 비리바 헬리스님 리바 다들 리바 아라님 리바 내 연세 아바다 케사브라를 아직 못 배웠는데 아무튼 그럴 수도 있고 아닐 수도 있습니다. 다들 리바 Screaming Machine Screaming Chimpus 리바 뿅